Welcome back, America. We're here with our friend Alan Dershowitz, one of the great lawyers, one of the great civil rights, really legal leaders. Alan Dershowitz, I want to talk to you about Benjamin Netanyahu, his government, his dealings with Hamas and Hezbollah in Iran, the consequences with Syria, because this administration's trying to take credit for something they had really nothing to do with. What do you make of this? He did it with one hand tied behind his back, the international community attacking him, the UN attacking him, and yet the Israeli people were united. They're still fighting these enemies, and now they're on the offensive.
Well, if Bibi Netanyahu had listened to Biden and the Biden administration, Assad would still be in Syria, the leader of Hamas and Hezbollah would still be alive, and Israel would be afflicted by terrorism. Iran would have attacked Israel multiple times. Fortunately, Bibi Netanyahu has cojones, and he stood up against his biggest ally, the United States, and said, no, we're going into Rafah. We're going to kill Sinwar. No, we're going into Lebanon. We're going to kill Nasrallah. No, we're going to attack Iran if they attack us. And now we're going to help bring about some resolution in Syria. The entire Middle East has changed because Netanyahu had the guts to stand up to Biden and to say, I'm going to protect my people, Israel. I'm putting Israel first. And you put America first, to be sure, but I'm Israel's prime minister, and I'm going to help Israel. And he's done a remarkable job. In a year and a couple of months, he's turned around the Middle East, and now everything in the Middle East, militarily, favors Israel.
What do you make of the fact that literally a few days after this past election of Donald Trump, they lifted sanctions again and sent another $10 billion to the Iranian regime while they're talking about how they've weakened the Iranian regime? How do you explain this? We've talked about it so many times, this schizophrenia with this administration. On the one hand, they say, look what we've done. We weakened Iran. On the other hand, they keep funding Iran.
It's obvious that they have, right from the Biden administration and before the Biden administration, going back to Obama. They have played both sides, and they think they can get Iran to come to the bargaining table by being nice. Trump has already announced, his people have already said, look, we might have to bomb the Iranian nuclear reactor. We certainly have to threaten that. We certainly have to set it up. We have to give Israel bunker-busting bombs. The only way to negotiate with Iran is with a hammer over their head. The only way they will ever come to the bargaining table and give up their nuclear weapons is if they know that they have no alternative. The only alternative is to have the nuclear weapons destroyed. Now, you know, Obama said he would do that, he didn't. Biden said he would do that, he didn't. But I think people believe Trump. If he says that Iran's not going to develop nuclear weapons one way or another, either they're going to stop or we're going to stop them, they will believe it.
Did you ever think you'd live to see a president of the United States approve the lifting of sanctions for $10 billion to go to Iran just a couple of weeks ago? The same Iran that has a hit out on the incoming president of the United States. We give $10 billion to assassins? Is this not insane?
It is. It's insane. And insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different outcome. That's what we've been doing with Iran over and over, and it hasn't worked. The only thing that works is what Israel did. It destroyed the defenses. And now it says to Iran, all right, you want to come after us? We'll destroy your oil supplies, your nuclear reactor. And you know what? The day Donald Trump got elected, Iran changed its mind. They said, whoops. Well, sorry, we thought we would go after Israel, but they haven't done a thing because they know that under the regime of President Trump, Israel will be allowed to respond fully, unlike the way they had their hands tied under the Biden administration and the Obama administration before that.
When we come back, Professor Dershowitz, there's a similarity in some ways between the left in Israel and the left in the United States. Obviously, this administration here tried to put Donald Trump in prison with some of these incredibly phony cases right before the election and to affect the election. You have Benjamin Netanyahu, who's the commander-in-chief of the Israeli forces. He's the prime minister. He's enormously popular right now. And you have the attorney general there, and you have the court system there insisting that he stand trial over cigars and champagne in his dealings with a media website in the middle of this war, in the middle of Syria. Right now, he's standing trial. I want to know your opinion as one of the great litigators of all time. We'll be right back. Welcome back, America. You think our judicial system's insane? In many ways it is, but it is really insane in the state of Israel, where they're trying to literally put their commander-in-chief, the prime minister, in prison over cigars and champagne, and is dealing with a website, even though their key witnesses have obviously turned against the state now, and they're supporting the prime minister. That said, Benjamin Netanyahu still fighting the good fight. Alan Dershowitz, what do you make of this?
Well, it's amazing that Netanyahu can do this. He is fighting in the north, fighting in the south, fighting in the west, and they're passing him notes at his trial when he's put on trial for too many cigars and too much champagne. The American system is so much better that you cannot prosecute a sitting head of state. You can't prosecute the president because you know it's a 24/7 job. Now, Bibi can do them both. He has the ability to do it both. But think of how much better it would be if he didn't have to worry about a fake criminal prosecution. It is much like what the Democrats tried to do to Trump. Get Bibi. It's not so different.
And yet Trump and Bibi really are forces for freedom throughout the world. It's a remarkable thing. They paint these men as autocrats. They don't like the way they speak. They don't like the way they... Fine. But the fact of the matter is, when they're in power, good things happen. Good things happen in our country, good things happen in Israel, and good things happen throughout the world, no?
And people want them. You don't second guess the electorate. The electorate put Trump in office twice. They've put Bibi in office longer than any prime minister. And you don't allow the judiciary, a bunch of unelected, appointed judges, to determine what the policy of a country should be. You know, the book of Ruth begins with a very interesting statement. It says, when judges ruled the land, there was famine. You don't allow judges to rule a country.
No, and you don't allow an attorney general who really reports to nobody to rule a country. And Bibi Netanyahu said, first of all, I don't like champagne. And he said, second of all, I don't have enough time to sit back and smoke all these cigars. It's so Mickey Mouse. It's so ridiculous. I want to get on to something else. We have a horrendous anti-Semitism problem in this country, as they do in Canada, as they do throughout Europe. And there's pushback going on, and President Trump wants pushback when he comes in as well. You've undertaken an effort now with other people to go right into the college campuses and to try and fight this. You have a, basically it's a thick pamphlet, much like a Thomas Paine pamphlet, the 10 big anti-Israel lies. Tell us about this.
Well, I decided to write this little pamphlet. We're giving out 1 million copies on 1,000 college campuses. I want every student to read this, and when they see these protesters, to expose the lies that these protesters are telling. Every single one of these lies. Give me an example. The hard left is saying that Israel created a refugee problem, and they were funded by German reparations. Well, the German reparations came 5 years after the refugee problem was created. All their facts are wrong, and I document every single erroneous fact in this little pamphlet. 1 million copies. Any college student in America, any university that wants it, can get as many copies as they want. If we run out, we'll get more copies.
Okay, so number one, the rest of us can get it on Amazon.com. But number two, how are you going to get it into these universities? They're probably going to resist, aren't they?
No, we're doing it through organizations like Hillel, Chabad, the Federalist Society, other groups. We've already sent out over 300,000 copies, and we're going to send over 1 million. I'm getting the president of a university just today asked me for 200 copies. He wants to give them out. Now, he's an unusual president, the new college in Florida. But other universities, professors want to hand it out, groups want to hand it out. We're going to get them to 1 million people. You can't stop the free speech of people who want to tell the truth.
Amen. Again, the rest of us can get it at Amazon.com. The 10 big anti-Israel lies. I encourage us, get it, spread it. Let's fight this scourge. And they're attacking Jews. Now they're attacking Christians. They're attacking the United States of America. They're attacking our academic, our educational system. They are funded by foreign enemies, terrorist organizations, and this has to stop. Alan Dershowitz, I want to thank you, my friend. God bless you.
God bless you, and thank you, my friend.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.